I think I did it again. I transformed that new space. Oh baby. I did not change location. I'm still in my studio, but I moved from the studio to the bathroom area because this place needs absolutely a makeover urgently. Thankfully, we have a sponsor, and that is Last Home. That is gonna help us make the full makeover with wallpaper. It's gonna transform this space from to woo! I'm gonna introduce you their brand even better later, but first, come with me. I'm gonna show you the bathroom. Hello, and welcome to my absolutely disgusting bathroom. As you can see, it's been like more like a storage area for all the equipment that I'm using. And then when you open this door, yes, doesn't matter how small it is, there's even a door. We go to this area over here that is in horrible conditions. Ceiling is like this. The piping is like this. We need to fix everything, create some space, tearing this apart, finding a solution for the sink, changing this, adding wallpaper. It's gonna turn up awesome. I forgot again. My name is Nicole. I'm an Italian interior designer in Tel Aviv, and I love to make super incredible design for very tiny budgets. Let's start. Let's take out the door. First step, tidy up and disassemble everything. I really don't know how it's possible, but this is simply a fact. To tidy up places, you need to create a mess before. And this is exactly what we're going to be doing. We're disassembling every single piece, breaking out parts, taking out every single thing that there is in the wall. All good. There's going to be so many things that I'm trying for the first time in this makeover, and removing the tiles and cutting metal is one of those. So much trash. Simple explanation of why DIYers don't need therapy. Get it, girl! Destroy it! Yes! After very careful consideration, I understood that I have no idea how to take this off. It's probably going all the way inside the wall, so I'm just gonna cut it out. And then add a layer of wall on top of it, so you can't see it. Wish me luck. This is the scariest piece of equipment that I have in my studio, and the reason is not the equipment itself, but it's all the flames that start jumping in the air while you're trying to cut metal. I promised my mom I wouldn't buy this, and obviously the promise is gone, but we did it. Yes! I just had a crazy idea, and it's so much more spacious now that we don't have the door. So I'm thinking to take the entire frame out and moving it here so that the entire bathroom can be one space. I'm not, looks so pretty. I'm not even sure this is gonna work out, but we're doing it. I had absolutely no idea what I was doing over here, and I had to watch like 3 YouTube videos in order to understand how to disassemble a door. And I figured out that it's composed by lateral sticks that keep the screws hidden. And after you take those out, you just have to hammer the door out. Oh! I took off a door. Take out also the remaining junk M screws that you have inside your wall, and finally you're done with the disassembling part. Now our wall is basically a disaster, so we are gonna have to go and fill up all these areas, but before doing that I need to sand out the extreme mountains that there are on this wall. I totally feel that the prepping of this bathroom was basically longer than the designing of it, but you need a white, simple, sleek canvas in order to make your own design, so it means you have to take out everything. So after you sanded the biggest parts, you're gonna end up with huge holes that we have to close, and obviously we do it with Holzfiller, Spachtel in Hebrew. I do not know a better term to use it. I will put you all the links of everything that you need in the links down below. One day later, the walls are finally dry, and finally we can go and sand them and pass to the styling of this bathroom instead of the destruction of the bathroom. We have already moved the door all the way to there, so now look how much space I have. Sand the wall, sand the wall, sand the wall. The amount of dust that came out of this was crazy. Basically, at the end of this video, it was completely not visible because the camera was covered in dust. So I'm gonna show you just the beginning of my sanding. Oh, hello, MTV. Welcome to my crib. Guys, it looks like there has been a hurricane passing through my bathroom, but I want to be honest. Such satisfaction arriving to this spot. I watched like 100 videos on YouTube and I'm covered in dust. They all say to simply put the screws back in, but I have so much space that I don't want to fill it up with little pieces of wood, so I'm going to use this. This is the first time that I use this foam for its appropriate reason instead of trying to make tables or mirrors out of it. Life is 100% made of happy moments, so we're going to get a croissant even though we're covered completely in dust. I'm so excited and I just can't hide it. So guys, the solution over here is the only problem that we have to paint before putting the wallpaper, because I absolutely don't want that while I paint this, it's gonna fall on the wallpaper. So we're doing the ceiling first, the wallpaper later, and the painting of the bottom even later. We're dividing this in steps. You're literally gonna see me painting only in a very little amount of spaces of this bathroom, and that is because I'm not gonna waste my time painting over the sections that are gonna be covered by the wallpaper anyway, and also on the bottom part of the bathroom, because that is gonna be changed with another different technique that I'm gonna show you later. But yes, we're doing the ceiling and we are doing this bottom top part of the sink, because I'm not gonna apply the wallpaper here. You're gonna see it later. Time for the wallpaper, and I decided that the style of this bathroom is gonna be cut in half. So on the bottom part we're gonna make some texture, and on the top part is gonna be the wallpaper. So first step of all is measuring to be sure that the height is the same and that we're going in the same direction. The wallpaper doesn't look like this. So my wallpaper is gonna start on top of this, and that's gonna be the measure that I take to continue the entire drawing. Let's do that. Before the typical professional tells me that I can do this with a laser, I will tell you that I have a laser and I know it, but the full concept of this channel is to show you that you can do stuff even without fancy equipment. So yes, you do not need it. Let's choose the wallpaper. There is absolutely nothing that can bring more vibe to a room than some wallpaper. And guess what? We have a partner. Last Home literally has the most colorful, arty, vibey wallpapers in super high quality there can be in the market, and I'm so happy that I partner with them to make this makeover, because it's literally gonna be the cherry on top for this bathroom. I spent so much time scrolling through their website because every single print was better than the other one. And at the end, I had to ask my pattern subscribers to help me choose the print because they're gorgeous. And yes, they send you samples. You get to test them at home. The quality is incredible, and you can literally test them on your wall. See if the color is the one that you thought. See if the pattern is as big as you wanted it, and order the right one. Plus, I know that you guys are extremely international and usually this is an issue, but this time, this is gonna make all of you happy because they literally ship everywhere. They ship to me in Israel and nobody does that. So this is the print that we chose at the end. So pretty. Let's start. Together in the package, they also send some paper paste, and it's so pretty in pink. Their packaging is amazing, and it's super easy to use. Basically, you just pour it inside any sort of container, and then you start pouring water inside and mixing it all up together. When you see that it's too dense, you just add more water, and then you mix it and mix it and mix it, and then basically you let it sit for a few minutes. When you're gonna come back, you're gonna see that the potion is basically ready. In the meantime, while I let that sit, I started to take out all the electricity sockets and also my lamps so that it would be easy to apply the wallpaper. If you're a beginner and you have absolutely no idea what you're doing with this wallpaper, I'm going to show you a trick, and you can basically just place it on the wall with some tape and be sure that it's exactly where you want it, and then go cut the second slice of wallpaper, match it exactly on the print where it should be, leave some extra centimeters top and bottom, and then cut it away. Their wallpaper is paste the wall, which literally means that it's easier and quicker to paste. Then you apply the glue on the back of your wallpaper and you just place it on the wall. When you already have it all cut it perfectly. I remind you that we added a few centimeters on the top that you can cut them out later, not to make mistakes. If you're an expert, then I suppose you already know how to do it, and then you're here just to be entertained, so be entertained. For the lamps, what you do is cut out little holes, or better, a circle that is way smaller than the lamp, so that you can cover it after with the lamp head, or also with a socket head, and you pass through the wallpaper, and you do this for your entire wall. You're wondering what is the name of the print that I chose? It's called Paradiso, and they have it in so many different colors. This is so beautiful, but we're continuing. Take out this little gummy lines and this one that is going to guide you to go straight. Basically, these gummy lines come in slots of 2 meters and you have to cut them at the length that you need. And I was completely stoked already by the result of the bathroom, but I really wanted to give some extra texture, and that's why I added this plasticky lines, and I had to cut them all over, also the corners. What you do in the corners is obviously cut it at the right length or height, cut it in diagonal in order to fit the corner that you need, and then put silicone on the back, and it's going to be the glue that keeps it on the wall. I'm going to be doing this all around the wall, obviously, and yes, my fingers were completely dirty and I'm staining it with black, but don't worry, because obviously we're going to have to paint these lines the same color of the wall on the bottom, so everything is going to be covered up at stared at. Put again silicone, put again the plasticky thing, do the other corner, do it all around your wall, and now for the texture on the bottom. I wanted some rectangulars to be on the bottom of the sink, so I decided to make 60 centimeters and times 40, 60 for the height, 40 for the width of my rectangulars, and I cut it a bunch of them. As you can see, I'm always cutting the lines in diagonal, and that is because you can see that on the border it fits with this beautiful little corner instead of being a straight line that would be so ugly. At this point, I'd simply measure the distance between top and bottom to find what was the middle and stick it on the wall. Use my little beautiful straighty line thing, and then the disaster happened. This thing is magnetic, and basically it had one of the blades stuck to it, and I cut off basically half of my finger. I totally didn't want to stop, but I couldn't stop bleeding, so I tried to press it to my mouth. I tried to keep all the pain inside, and I was like, I'm gonna continue with this, doesn't matter what. So I just kept my finger in the air literally in the air, and continued on with my square. Checked all the time that I was going straight also with the diagonals, or better with the sides, and then on the top you just placed perfectly the one on top. At this point I didn't even have to measure anything anymore because I had this to know that I was going always at the same height. I went in the other room, ripped a little piece of the t-shirt, tied my finger so that I was sure that I could continue this tutorial without bleeding all over the place, and that's what I did. I continued without needing to measure anything else. This is awesome! It made me go so much faster, and I just had to place every time the measure bubbly thing on the bottom, be sure that I was going straight between the first one on the right and the one on the left, and then I could just apply every single piece, continuing on creating the rectangulars as I was going. So much easier than any other thing that I could find online. The place looks completely horrible, but that is because we still need to paint it. The sink is disgusting. We're gonna fix that later, but this is the shape. We still have to paint all over it, and now let's do the texture that is behind the bathroom. But we have a problem to pass over this. Don't worry, I'm gonna show you a trick. So here we are with one of my weird solutions, and it's this. This is totally supposed to be for the floor, but I decided that it would be such a cool texture to put upside down, like this, on the wall, or better, on the doors and on the wall. Did you see those super cool doors made with pieces of wood cut one by one? That's so much time. We're not gonna do that. So smart. It's 74 the space that I have of that wall, but I really want this design to be in the middle. So that's why I am gonna find the middle of it, that is this, of the design. And it's 74. 74 divided by 2 is 37, because we're geniuses. And that's where I'm gonna make the mark. Literally just made the mark on both sides, top and bottom, traced the line that could connect them, and then took out my precision knife and cut it all out. I will explain you why I did this. Creating this shape that follows the wood beams, we're gonna be able to attach them behind the bathroom and cut out the areas that we don't need without showing where we could not pass. It's gonna connect exactly like when you literally have beams of wood and you put them together. Let's go. Like always, I wasn't very sure that my technique would work, so before I tested it, I literally put a few pins to hold this on the wall, and then I realized that I had to cut a few bunch of wood beams, I would call them. Let's call them wood beams. Smaller in order to pass between the pipes and the back of the bathroom, and that's what I did. But for the bottom side, it was enough to have 2 huge slices, and it worked. Once I had it all perfect, I simply applied silicone on the back of my wood, fake wood obviously, and then went to stick it on the back of the bathroom again. Story time! Because this position totally reminds me of the fact that we Europeans, or better, I'm Italian, so we back in Italy used bidet. And here in Israel, or also in America, or actually most of the world doesn't even use it. And my best friend flew back to the US and has a girlfriend who is Italian. And when he came back to Israel, he brought him as a gift a bidet. Literally, a portable bidet. Now tell me, would you have been offended by this gift, or would you have appreciated it if you were her? Back to the tutorial. The door that we had disassembled at the beginning, I decided that it was a little bit like out of topic compared to the bathroom, so I wanted to spice up also my door. And I did it, making it look exactly like the back of my bathroom. So I applied again my fake wood on top of the door and then cut out all the extras I had measured before. What is the section that goes inside the closing of the bathroom so that you cannot have extra volume? And that was like 0.2 millimeters on each side. Anyway, I cut that out, and once I had that perfect, I just took up my silicone gun and went to town. Turned out around all the material, wood, fabric, I don't know how to call this thing, and siliconed all the back of it, and then placed it again upside down on the door, passing through the door knob and the door handle. Pressed it very well, and it was done. Yeah, obviously you have to put your doorknobs back inside. Time to disassemble completely the old ugly lamps and go and replace them with some fancy stuff. Now that we have detached the lamp, I can show you what to do. Basically, inside every lamp, there's going to be inside letters. I don't know if you can see them with written N and L. You can see L. So the same thing happens there. When you detach it, you have to remember which was the N and which was the L, so to put it inside the right hole, and that's it. Unscrew the little screws that keep the cables in place. Once you have them all set, you also have to screw the lamp directly to the wall once the cables are already inside, and you have this set. Take out some plastic bags because we're in for another hack to save some money. Like sink, metallic, everything that has to be done for your kitchen, for your bathroom that is black or is gold, anything that's a little bit more special than normal, it's extremely expensive. So what I did was simply to take out my spray them in black everywhere, and spray also the pipes and the tubes and the connection and every metallic frame that I had, so that it would look so much more expensive, spending basically nothing. Painting time! Yes, we're finally to the moment where we're covering this part that I know you have been thinking about it since the beginning, because it was destroying the entire style of the bathroom. Even the wallpaper is so gorgeous, you couldn't even look at it because of the bottom. And now we're making it right. Time to do some cleaning because the sink is absolutely disgusting. They told me to buy this. I have no idea what it is, but the gloves were fundamental to cover and protect everything. Let's see what happens. This is actually working. There's nothing in this world that I'm worse at than cleaning, but if we want to remake also all the floor, without buying and tiling, so just painting it, we need to clean this very well. First, look at the sink. Look at it. Look at this. Yes, I have to pass here the silicone again because you can see the connection. I basically cleaned away even that. Maybe I'm not such a bad cleaner. When I say I'm a bad cleaner, I mean that the first time that I get this in my hands, I broke it. Not giving up, we're cleaning by hand. Disadventures with the cleaning, like always. I don't know why I always make disasters in this field, but it's time to change the toilet seat. And it comes, all of them, already with this sort of clips that you put inside the holes that you find at the back of your toilet. And then from the bottom, you have to screw up something that is holding it all tight, and you're done. Now, the floor. It's time to talk for the floor. I bought this paint that is literally made for tiles. I did all the borders of it with a little brush, so to be sure that I could pass in all the little holes and to make it nice and prepped, literally like what you do on walls. And after that, I took out the roller and I did all the floor. Guys, this required me 3 layers, and probably I should have done 4. But the result was amazing. Like the tiles were perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to put up the mirror, and there's one trick to do this in the right way. Oh wow, looks so cool. I'm invisible. The trick to make sure that it's straight when you have 2 hooks on the side, and you can totally do this also for paintings, is this one. We are gonna go and mark with the tape where is the 2 holes are. Perfect. And then we go and place it directly on the wall. We go and use our bubbly thing to have it straight again, and with the tape on the bottom of it, you have it perfectly straight. You have the marks of where to do the 2 holes or your 2 nails to get your mirror, and you can literally stick it on top and it's straight and perfect. At this point, it was basically 3 a.m. and I was looking at my floor and it looked gorgeous, but I started to feel that it was a little bit too wide and this made it look too fake, and so I decided to add 1 little diagonal line every 2 tiles. And this made me feel so much more comfortable. Time to add the accessory. And this is like the little towel holder and the toilet paper holder, because we're so close to the finishing of this and I am excited to levels that I can't even explain. Okay. The bathroom is done. It's absolutely stunning. I'm obsessed with the result. I can't wait to show it to you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it yet. See you next Monday with another tutorial, and let's go see the result. And while we open the door to this magical bathroom, let's take a moment to give a huge thank you to my Patreon subscribers. And that is Kismet, that is my mom, that is Azia, that is Shalom, that is Zart, this is Layla, and the new one who just subscribed, that is Astro TM. Thank you so much. P.S. I'm thinking to make a Patreon wall in my office where I'm literally going to write the name of all my subscribers and update it as it goes, so I always have them in front of me. I think that's such a cute idea. What do you think?